So welcome back to Transformative Tarot, the daily version that we're jumping into just to keep the consistency going and get some more practice in, you know what I'm saying? So the theme overall has been the heart and matters of the heart, things that we love, hence RC being in the building, with that heart chakra energy. And I've been seeing examples of this heart energy playing out in a lot of different places. But basically, forgiveness as part of the healing of the heart. And the forgiveness is not for the other person per se. I mean, how they take it is how they take it, right? You can't control that, but it's more so for you at this time so that you can release and make room for the new that's here, for the seeds that are being planted, so that there's no weeds or obstruction in the way of those new seeds that could potentially, take them out before they come to fruition. So today's message is about that forgiveness for whatever you feel has been done towards you or against you, and also forgiveness to yourself for any choices that you've made in the past up to this point. Those things where you should have known better because you knew better, but giving people the benefit of the doubt and things of that nature. So it's a really, a heartfelt forgiveness for so many different reasons. But the main reason being that this frees you up from the energy. And now, with the Anise star, we have a bit of like Sagittarius energy. This is getting back into focus and really pinpointing those areas where there's still pain. You know what I'm saying? There's still a bit of challenge. There's still a bit of it's hard to get over kind of energy. But let's dive a little bit deeper, because this could be even more specific, especially for the people who are watching. Because I always say you're not here by chance. So as we're getting, and yesterday's message was in line with that as well, as far as changing your mind state about things. You know what I'm saying? Changing your mind state about places, people, and things and situations going on. There it is. Eight of Swords. It's like being in a mental prison. Look at this guy's head. You talk about pressure. You know what I'm saying? And it all has to do with the story you're telling. You see right here in the book, this red marker. And red, because we're dealing with root chakra energy as well, because a lot of this stuff goes back to childhood. When we analyze, when we pinpoint and we target the source of these feelings that we still carry, that are situations that are long gone, you know what I'm saying? That have been passed, but the effects still linger here. So this is a time to ask yourself, certain things are not moving in your life or whatever. What is the root cause of the issue? And this is what's going to bring about the completion of the healing. We have the World card here. And the world card is about wrapping up cycles. You know what I'm saying? The work is, for a lot of you, done already or being done. But for those who have not engaged in that just yet, this is a call to get to this point where we're really looking at our lives and seeing where we have not forgiven ourselves and others. What's going on there? And what happens after all this healing and forgiveness is the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. But not just a new beginning of any sorts. The thing that I love about this card is the coins coming out of the mouth. This is having, after you've had a switch or a change of perspective on situations of the past and people and all that other good stuff, right? You have a story to tell. You have wisdom to take into this new venture of practicality, of doing things, day to day. This is your job. This is home. Anything that's physical in the pentacle world, even with the money, forgiveness does unlock a lot of our abundance at the end of the day because it's not at the forefront of our conversations and interactions as we go through life. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of wear it like a badge that's kind of invisible, but it can be seen on you. You know what I'm saying? It's in the way you move. It's in the way that you react or respond to different situations. So having this forgiveness today and really working on it and really pinpointing the source of where the hurt came from. It could be with a group of people, community-based, people that are closely tied to you, people that are around you, that surround you. It could be family, it could be longtime friends, you know what I'm saying? It could be children, it could be spouse, it could be just about anybody, really. You know your story better than I do. But let's just say that at this time, this community, there's a bit of animosity that has lingered for far too long. You know what I mean? These are people that may not even be in your life anymore, that still live kind of rent free in the heart space. Maybe a broken relationship due to whatever reason. People lying, whatever. And this Two of Swords in the reverse says it's time to cut that out or cut these people out. It's one thing like this, and I'm going to say this, and then we'll pull a clarifier, and then we'll go about our merry way, right? For example, it's hard for you to forgive if you're still around people. Sometimes distance helps heal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes being away from or out of the range of said people. Like if you're trying to quit smoking or something, drinking, you can't be around people who do that because it makes it harder. They're always going to be, doing what they do. And you being in an environment is a constant influence on you. So it's now time to kind of cut these ties and find yourself somewhere where people don't do that kind of activity so that you can heal. You can have your interactions without that energy present and put a death to it. Santa Muerte. This is also drawing on ancestral energy to help. This is stuff that maybe has been passed down through generations as well. This hurt or this healing that needs to occur. Maybe your parents weren't the ones who could do it for you, and cleanse the line, but it's come to you now because you're next in line. And it's like, those things that we don't speak upon, physical abuse, mental abuse, things of this nature, just overall mental health that people who preceded you didn't have the capacity to overcome. And now it's in your lap for you to do so, right? At the end of the day, it's a choice. At the end of the day, it's a decision that needs to be made now, of where you're going to, if moving forward, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to continue to be around these people or not, or continue to avoid the situations and not take the necessary action. It's one day at a time. It's that step program from the AA. You know what I'm saying? It's taking things one day at a time and allowing the healing to happen. And if it's already in progress for you, it's just like keeping up with that. Keep making those choices for yourself. This lover's card is showing that you have the key to make these changes in your life and, you know, heal not only yourself but the bloodline, the things that your parents, your great grandparents, they didn't have the capacity or the opportunity to heal. All this information, we got all these terms and all this other shit that wasn't existent back then, and even therapy for it is a little bit different now to help people overcome these heartaches. You know what I'm saying? To overcome these hurts from the past. So let's get a couple in closing. More death energy. More death energy. But there's healing behind that death. So this is becoming somebody totally new, to the point where maybe you don't even recognize yourself as you used to be. You know what I'm saying? You're not out here in these streets anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're not engaging in the things that you used to engage in that kind of perpetuated that feeling or emotion that was carried in the heart. The message is really kind of redundant, you know what I'm saying? So now, on top of this healing, we have the genie and the lamp. It's about making wishes for yourself. And what a perfect way to end the reading with the King of Cups. This is really nurturing and loving yourself. And they're in the same position. If you really, you know what I'm saying, looking upwards, that is not physical. This is the part of you that is who you authentically truly are, without the names, without the labels, blah, blah, blah. You at the core, at the essence. It's about getting back to who you are now. The focus really should be on you and filling your own cup and being able to drink out of your own cup. This is an emotional state of mastery where the maturity is, you're not codependent on anybody or anything for the validation of who you are and the love in your heart. You know what I'm saying? For who you are, authentically and uniquely. There's nobody like you in the universe, which is a really interesting place to start that kind of healing journey. Realizing that there is nobody like you in the universe. It's like the snowflake thing. No two are the same. All right. So for the closing out, we have Inkwell and we have the Seven of Wands. Now that all of this great work has been done, this is a great time. Inkwell deals with memory as well as writing. So writing could be a really good source of channeling this energy, your thoughts, your emotions, getting it down on paper, but also kind of like chronicling your journey, your new journey, of healing and self-love, day to day, just to check in with yourself, which is a great form of self-love. And with the Seven of Wands, this is now, standing your ground and protecting that new beginning, which is enforcing boundaries, which you will and will not allow into your energy. You know what I mean? And just standing on it 10 toes down. So moving forward, and even if you want to write about the situation or whatever it is that had that kind of sting on your heart, that made it hard to forgive. Um, this is just, it's something that you can pass along, probably even write a book about. Because if we go back to this Ace of Pentacles, when I was telling you about the coins coming out of the mouth, you have a legitimate story, a healing journey story that could possibly help others. You know what I mean? It could be part of the family legacy now. This is where the frequency changed. This is where things that we didn't talk about now are talked about so it doesn't happen again, and it's written as a recipe almost of how you did it to give people something to stand on, to come out of this turmoil of the heart, forgive and move on. Okay? So that has been the reading for the day. If you would like a personal reading or any commissioned artwork, or if you wanted to order your own deck, all you have to do is email me and let me know what it is you want, and we can take care of you. So until the next time, take care of yourselves and have a great one.